who just finished up an outstanding career with the Rams. Good morning, Peyton.
How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
What's going through your mind now? Your high school career ended, a couple weeks ago, and what an outstanding career it was. Over 2,000 points, and you became the first player in short conference since the late '80s. Jermaine Clay back in Central Regional. Back in my days of high school, I remember that guy. He was an outstanding player. And what's that like being a 2,000 point scorer? Most guys are ecstatic just to get to 1,000 points.
Yeah, what's so surreal and special about it is that I really didn't expect it. Coming in as a freshman, and then you look ahead to your career, honestly, and I always expected of myself that I'd be a 1,000-point scorer. I always expected that I'd put up those kind of numbers. That's just the kind of expectations I hold to myself. The one thing about 2,000 that feels so much different than all my other accomplishments is that I really didn't expect it of myself. Is that it felt so far out of reach that I thought I couldn't get there at one point. So, and I missed a few games my junior year. I'm coming in, 760 something points away. I didn't even think about it until, halfway through the season. I'm still averaging 30 points a game, and everyone. Then I have everyone in my ear talking about it, telling me I got to get it, and then it's an honor, and I'm blessed to have been blessed enough to get such an accomplishment, and it's really cool that I'm the first guy to do that in 20, 30 years. So it's something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life, and the fact that I landed exactly on 2,000 has a sort of theatrical ring to it, but I'm glad I didn't get 2001, or I'm even more glad that I didn't get 1999.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, for weeks I had my friends making jokes about that, telling me I'm gonna land right on 1999. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. I'm glad I just got it, because that's how I don't got to think about it.
Did you get a prom date out of it?
Still working on prom date. Yet to make my decision.
Still working on it. Come on, you're a 2,000 point scorer. You should have about 10 possibilities lined up, right?
Don't worry about me. I'll have one. I'm pretty sure who I got for that.
Give me some of your thoughts on this season. Obviously, we were just talking to Mike McGarry of the Press of Atlantic City, and he was talking about just the last month or so of high school basketball and how dramatic it was. And I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on some of these games and some of these other players in South Jersey, like the guys from Atlantic City, Saeed Nelson from St. Augustine. I'm sure you've played against some of these guys, in summer leagues and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's been an exciting season, I think, for South Jersey basketball. Close friend of mine in Saeed Nelson. I'm so proud of them. So proud of what they're doing. Rhodey is a great coach, and they got such a talented squad over there. It's great to see them representing, South basketball like that, because that's how good South basketball is getting. In Atlantic City, you're seeing a young team that's growing, and I've played them against them my junior year, and they were a real scrappy squad, and they just got after it this season. It's really impressive to see how South Jersey is comparing to North Jersey basketball right now, and obviously I'm a student of the game. I love watching other games. It's interesting to see all the misconception that North Jersey basketball is that much better than South Jersey basketball. Yet you have all these South Jersey teams starting to dominate the field a little bit more.
Now, when you're averaging 25, 30 points a game, does Coach ever get on you in practice, or are you like, come on, dude, I'm scoring 25 a game. What do you want, Coach?
Yeah, no, I mean, I got it as much as any other guy, probably more, because you gotta make an example of your best player, and that's how it's always gonna be, and with that comes the green light. If I take that, and I expect that, and I expect to take this amount of shots, I expect to have the freedom to create on the court, then I got to take most criticism, and I respect and appreciate that, and I know that when my coach is doing that, it's only to make me better. So, and I don't have any problem with it. I like being yelled at. I like being pushed. So, I think that was a healthy. But definitely there was no days off in practice. I can't stress that enough.
Good answer. You're ready for the college level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, my college coach has already told me how that practice is going to be, and I've already watched one. So.
Now you decided on Pace University. Who else was in the mix? Who else was looking at you to try to get you to come to their school?
Well, entering the school year, My three offers were Fairleigh Dickinson. Congratulations to them. They made the NCAA tournament this year. The Naval Academy and Pace. And I had been still speaking with most of the NE10, those high D2 schools, and then a group of Patriot League and Ivy League schools. But at that point, when November came, I felt that Pace was just a perfect fit for me, and that if I had said no to it, I would be crazy.
We're talking with Peyton Wejnert, senior at Southern Regional High School, just finished up his high school career with 2,000 points. Peyton, what about the last couple days? How much have you been keeping track of the NCAAs, and what do you think of all these crazy upsets?
You know what, I'm just ashamed that, you know, I got soccer players and football players doing better in the bracket group that we have than I am, and I just can't. I mean, I had some for sure. I thought Arizona was a clear run over Wichita. Wichita ends up, you know, really handing it to them. Yale out rebounding, you know, Baylor. How am I supposed to predict that? I can't even begin to tell. In that half court shot by, you know, Northern Iowa last night, that was just icing on the cake. Yeah. I think I already burned my bracket. It's somewhere in the oven or something. I don't know where it is. I don't think I want to look at it anymore because it's pathetic, honestly.
Yeah,
but
Paul.
It's exciting. It's why it's called March Madness. It's really exciting to see all these. You know, Middle Tennessee. I mean, I didn't even pick Michigan State to go to the Final Four, so I was actually happy about that. That a team like that could advance. But it's crazy. This is a very crazy year for college basketball.
Yeah, you mentioned the shot by Paul Jesperson of Northern Iowa. What's that half-court buzzer beater? Have you ever hit a shot anything close to that?
Oh man, I think probably my sophomore, junior year, I probably hit a couple deep buzzer beaters, but I don't think anything over half court, unfortunately. Only practice shots.
What's the craziest shot you've hit in practice?
Oh man, the craziest shot
from the top of the bleachers or something like that.
No. It's better than that. It's not on a basket. Now hear me out. I'm sitting about 50 feet away from a full ball rack of balls. There's one spot on the ball rack. We're about to get ready to do a drill. I'm talking like 50 feet away. I have one ball that we needed to put away. We already had enough balls. So I underhand just chuck it on the fly, lands right on the ball rack. Didn't knock a single ball off. Didn't knock the ball rack over. Hits the ball rack, stays right there. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. We stopped the whole practice for about 10 minutes because no one stopped laughing. It was just one of those days. And then we ended up doing really well in the drill. So our coach cut practice early just because of that. I mean, that was probably the craziest one.
Good stuff, Peyton. We're up against the break. Got to let you go, but thanks for taking a few minutes, and good luck with the rest of your career up at Pace University, and enjoy the rest of your senior year. Thanks, bud.
Yep, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me.